Breeders' Cup Friday and Saturday, fast approaching, and as we handicap the piles of past performances, Jeff Siegel, we both came up with a few revelations, if you will. Tell me about yours.
Well, things that I didn't realize until I did the work last night and came up with an opinion in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf, and that is Midnight Mile. She is number 12. She is going to be 10-1 on the morning line. She's undefeated in 2 starts. Both of them were visually very impressive as far as I'm concerned. She was big prices in both. She won her debut at 14-1, won the Oh Sharp Stakes at Newmarket at 22-1, and her time form rating improved from 66 to 91. This is a good filly, I'm telling you, and she will rout, even though she's by no name ever. I think Midnight Mile has got a chance to drop over, get some cover, and maybe blast home and pull off a surprise. She's a very, very good filly. I'm not convinced the Americans are all that great. Right. So Midnight Mile for me has a chance at a prize in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf.
That gets us off to a fast start on Friday, but the last race of the Breeders' Cup, Jeff, it's starting to give me a little bit of angst and uneasiness. It should just be Flightline, right, after this dominant win in the Pacific Classic. But the more I look at this Pacific Classic and I compare the times to Nick's Go in last year's Breeders' Cup Classic, over the same track at Del Mar, by the way, it doesn't look much better than Nick's Go's win last year. In fact, Nick's Go went faster the first half mile of his win in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and he went faster the last quarter of a mile in his Breeders' Cup Classic than what we just saw with the tremendous performance in the Pacific Classic. But was it the horses behind him as much as it was Flightline? I'm starting to wonder, because Nick's Go only won last year's Classic by 2 3/4. A same performance by Flightline makes this a horse race at least.
Well, it might. Flightline, believe me, Pacific Classic, he ran against the wind, and there's no wind in this race. So maybe it will be a horse race. I still think he'll win, but
I do too.
He didn't beat a whole lot in the Pacific Classic. He's going to have to beat better horses in the Breeders' Cup Classic.
The contenders are welcome to the party, at least now.